Welcome back for day 29 of me trying to write my new rom-com book in just 2 months. And in a stunning turn of events, instead of writing the book in 2 months, I'm going to finish it today. Today is the last day of me working on the first draft. I've literally got 3 chapters left to write and then I will have a complete first draft. The book is currently at 76,143 words and 3 more chapters to go. It's obviously not a finished book. There's going to need to be several rounds of edits and all that stuff, but first draft is going to be done, which is just as well, because you may remember that yesterday I had that call with my editor for another book that I thought probably wasn't going to be due until like maybe August, and it turns out actually it's I need to get them a first draft in April, so I'm only going to have about a month to write that one too. If I look exhausted, it's because I am. But I'm really glad that this one's going to be like wrapped up and out the way, so I haven't got to kind of abandon it part way through and then try and get back to it later after working on another one. And if you're new here and somehow you've only just joined us for the last episode, hi, I'm Beth Riekels. I'm the girl who wrote The Kissing Booth, like the Netflix films, and I've been trying to write my new rom-com book in just 2 months. Turns out I've actually written it in 29 days, or I will have done by the end of this video. And you could check out the playlist for like my whole writing process throughout this, with only one kind of spiraling existential crisis about, oh my god, how am I going to make a book out of this? Which, like, well done me, I think that might be a record. Some of you have asked me what this book is about, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you. Like, I'm never sure how much I'm allowed to say about books that are under contract. So, like, that's why you only ever hear in detail about the books I'm just working on for fun. I will say that this is a multi-POV adult rom-com. It's got toxic friendship, it's got grand gestures of romance, it's got a little sprinkling of enemies to lovers, and it's got forced proximity as well. And I will have more to share with you about it at some point. But that's all I can say for now. So you're just seeing all the behind the scenes stuff instead. And typically I don't plot my books, so I don't have like a reference point of every breakdown of like what's going to happen in chapters. I kind of just go off vibes and a couple of big emotional moments that I know I want to happen. But for this book, that was very much the case. Like, I didn't have a plot outline, there were no sample chapters, but I had like the bare minimum to go off with this one, which was a little bit, it was more of a concern at the start because I thought, what if this is not what my editor is expecting from this book? But that's why we had that call earlier on in the series, like when I was about 30,000 words into the book, and that was really helpful. And it turned out she was expecting the book that I was writing, so that was fine. I do have a little bit more of an outline for the other book that I'm going to have to write, like basically immediately after I finish this one. And I have a couple of sample chapters for that as well to go off, which is helpful because it means I'm not starting completely from zero. But yeah, since I've got that one on the horizon and it is 11:30 in the morning on Tuesday the 27th of February, day 29, let's get going. Let's finish this book. It is done. Those 3 chapters were a lot bigger than I was expecting them to be. There was more emotion to wrap up than I was expecting there to be when I sat down this morning, but I'm glad I didn't try and do this last night, because that was about 8,000 words. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. The book is at 84,131 words, and it is finished. I have a complete first draft of this book. It is done in less than a month. Great. The adrenaline rush is extreme. I'm not, like, do I need food? I definitely need more tea. I've only had 2 today, which is nothing. So the caffeine headache will surely hit at some point soon. I do have errands to run. I needed to pop into town, but do I do that now? Do I do it later? I don't know. Do I do it tomorrow? I don't know, because I've suddenly got tomorrow back now because I finished the book. I'm like a little bit worried that those last chapters were a bit rushed, but they also feel like they kind of have everything in And like, it's probably something to fix in the editing stage anyway. And like, again, something that I need a separate pair of eyes on and someone to say, actually, I think these are the changes you need to make. And for me to go, oh, genius, I didn't think of that. I didn't see it that way. Or at least for me to have a fresh pair of eyes coming back to this at a later date. But it will not be for a little while because, as we know, I've got the other book to work on. So, do not come back tomorrow for another episode of me trying to write my new rom-com book in just 2 months, because I have written the new rom-com book in less than 1 month. And I am going to, like I said, I'm going to do this for my other book that's due in April. I may not start that till Monday though, like next week. I don't know. I need to go over the plot outline that I have for it. So that'll be my first protocol, but also like I have a couple of things on this week and this weekend. So does it make more sense to start Monday? Probably. Does it make sense to give myself a couple of days off? Absolutely, yes. I should probably do that. That sounds like a good idea. So I will see you guys shortly, probably Monday, if not sooner, for a brand new installment of me trying to write my new rom-com book in, that one will be in about 6 weeks. See you then.